Welcome everybody, this is Heroes and Brews with Nerdy Dudes. We are your friendly neighborhood Beeroes. This man is
Kevin.
I am Ty, and every time we restart, we always do our DC State of the Union because they always have good news. Well, not good news, but there's always
news.
Always. And every time we restart, it's like a ton of things happen.
All the time.
And there's a ton to talk about, so why not just have a little State of the Union address for the DC universe and have a chat. You know, we got Joker coming out soon. Last trailer just released recently, which was out of this world. And, dude, Joaquin Phoenix's laugh gives me the chills every time he does it. And I like they've done it multiple times within like the trailer, and it makes me so happy because I just want to hear it over and over again.
Yeah, I cannot wait for this movie.
Yeah,
I don't even know. I don't think any of us really know what to make of it. I had someone at work come up to me the other day, and you know, knowing that I'm a fan of this material, they said, "Hey, have you seen that Joker trailer?" I was like, "Have I?"
Well, let me tell you.
And so I'm like breaking it down. They're like, "All right, we get it. You watched it." But they were, they were like, "Well, what's going on?" Because I thought like Jared Leto was the Joker now and stuff, and I was like, "Nah, that garbage is gone." But actually, I really have no freaking idea. Anyways, they decided that they're going to do this one-off, even though there's apparently Todd Phillips is saying if Joaquin wants to do a sequel, I'm always down to do a sequel.
And this is supposed to win awards, so if it wins an award,
and it makes money. Who knows what's going to happen? Anyways, the intent was supposed to be a one-off. It was going to be an original story. Yep. It wasn't going to have any ties to any specific comic. I mean, from the trailers and the whole failed comic thing, I'm sure it reminds me a lot of The Killing Joke. I'm sure he pulled from that. And I'm sure he pulled from a lot of different Joker stories. But there really is no definite origin story of the Joker.
I just love how, a lot of people's talking. I love how it's society creating Joker and not Bruce Wayne. It's not Batman creating Joker. Society, is pushing this man to his tipping point. And you can see, like, he's having fun with a baby, and the person turns back to him. She's like, "Can you not?" Like, and he's just trying to be funny. And you can see, like, all he does is care and he loves. And then, he's taking care of his mom, I believe, too, in some of the older trailers. Yeah. And you can just see, like, he just gets pushed and beat, and, like, the sign gets broken on him, and he gets pushed around, and, it's just one bad day.
That's all it takes.
One bad day is all it takes, and I think it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait.
And there are people actually coming out saying, well, how can I root for a villain? The movie's not meant for you to root for anything. The movie is just, it's a character study.
Yes.
It's just, Todd Phillips wanted to create a story, take a popular, probably the most popular villain, I would think, in comic book lore, between even Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
And if, again, there is no definitive Joker origin story, and that's what always made him scary, was that you didn't know who he was. You didn't know his alias. Now, of course, they give him a name in this movie, Arthur Fleck, and he's just like, I want to tell a story of a man who, after, however long it is, so much builds up until he finally snaps, and he decides, this is the persona I'm going to take, and I'm going to get back at society by doing this.
I can't, like, I love that, they're doing this new take, because I like fresh ideas, and it's cool, seeing things taken straight from comic books and thrown on the screen, but I also think it's cool because you use your brain, there's many different stories you can tell these characters. They're very diverse, and, you can go in-depth as much as you want, because there's no, like, set in stone. There isn't a Bible saying, he has to have his origin like this, or he has to do this with any of the characters,
Sure.
And I think it's cool, because we've talked about this, that break away from the whole, shared universe scene. Focus on, good movies. And this is what they did with the Joker, and like you said, it's apparently going to win awards. It's, it's being talked about as a award winner. And focus on that, Don't worry about, competing with Marvel. Don't worry about making a shared universe and make everything cool. Because you can't. You can't play catch-up at this point. If you're playing catch-up, it's going to make your movies worse. So focus on your one-offs. And, you can build from there. Joker is a Batman villain, Obviously, it's pre-Bruce Wayne. He's a child, I'm assuming. His father's in it.
But he's in it, too. They did cast young Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, as a kid. But, like, from there, you can, like, build a universe if it goes well, if you want to. But I wouldn't make it a priority.
Or not.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think DC with their DCEU tried to play catch up, obviously. Let's just cram everything in one movie so we can be on the same level as them, and then make a Justice League movie real quick because the Avengers was so successful.
Yeah.
But you have to think of like the formula that they used and
how they teased everything, you know, at all the end credits and stuff. It was all very particular.
I think DC's what they should do is I wouldn't worry about a shared universe right now. Just focus on your individual characters. Focus on making good films. Yeah. I wouldn't worry about a shared universe, and I think that's why this, you know, to be honest with you, Avengers Endgame was so huge, and it left me feeling like, well, where do we go from here with comic book movies in general, not just Marvel? So to have a movie like The Joker, like you said, it's like a breath of fresh air.
It is.
And and that's why I'm excited. Well, I'm a huge DC Joker fan, but besides that, I think it's something different in this whole comic book, you know, movie, you know, craze that we have going now.
I'm excited. And it's funny because, you know, we've all heard a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, Ezra Miller said, the Flash movie's happening, you know?
And now that.
And it's funny because, you know, it was on and off. It was happening. It wasn't happening. It was happening. It wasn't happening. Now it's definitely happening. And, you know, they came out with the director from it, you said?
Yeah, Andy Muschietti, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. I apologize if that's not it, Andy, because I know Andy's tuning in right now.
Andy. Sorry.
But, and I can't blame them. I mean, it's funny because the director of Shazam, which I'm blanking on his name, was a horror director.
Yes.
And now you have Andy Muschietti. Yeah. And so it's, coincidence, I don't know. They're grabbing horror directors to direct their comic book films.
Yeah.
But I really do think it was going to happen, and I get why Warner Brothers might be doing it because the first It, I think, was a surprise hit.
Yes.
And I think the most successful horror movie ever, right?
I think so.
And now
I can't.
You know, Chapter 2 was on its way out.
September 6th coming up.
Yeah, and I'm anticipating that to be another successful movie. But I think you know my thoughts on like Ezra Miller as the Flash.
I know you don't like him at all.
I don't.
I think at this point, you know, as like with my opinion with not doing, you know, a shared universe at this time, focus on your movies, just take him out. You know, I love Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Just keep doing movies with him. You know, you can keep doing movies with Gal Gadot with Wonder Woman, Shazam, Zach Levi. You know, awesome. Just I don't think you have to push them together anymore. You know, they were in Justice League together, but with Wonder Woman, you know, you're doing all these past films. Keep doing that. You know, you can keep, you know, Aquaman in the present. You know, do his thing, and then with Shazam, just go along with, you know, Black Adam with The Rock. You know, do your own thing. Don't worry about connecting them at all. Just, you know, full steam ahead, trilogy, single movies. Don't worry about the sharedness right now.
And the thing is, as much as I would love to see a Justice League movie someday, I just, like I said, I don't know if it's needed right now to worry about that, and I don't think they're worried about that. But with Ezra Miller, I love Ezra Miller as an actor. I really do. I mean, that movie, Perks of Being a Wallflower, I believe he's in. Never seen it? No. He's a fantastic actor. And now, with Justice League and the way that he was portrayed as the Flash, I'm sure a lot of it had to do with the writing, and then he had two different directors, like, kind of, you know, Zack Snyder started.
Do this.
It was just, to me, it got, and I don't know if that was Joss Whedon's, you know, when he came in and kind of tweaked everything. The Flash just seemed very, like, too goofy. They were like,
I agree.
You know, Flash, you know, Ezra, you're the comic relief. Always remember that. You should always make jokes. Keep making jokes because Marvel's so successiul with humor.
Guardians.
But they do it well. They know where to put it at.
Yes, except Guardians, but never mind.
Oh, yeah. But, I just, to me, Ezra Miller isn't, like, his portrayal of Barry Allen, to me, is not Barry Allen.
I agree. I'm not a fan of him either.
And, you know, a lot of people are saying he could be Wally West, but at this point, I wouldn't keep the same actor and then all of a sudden say he's Wally West in, like, a Flash movie. Now, who's to say that Andy Muschietti comes in, he has a different writer, I don't know if he's writing himself, and then all of a sudden we get a freaking fantastic Flash film, and then I might go, you know what, whatever, I'm completely wrong, Ezra killed it, and that's that. I'm a little surprised that he is staying on that.
I agree too. I thought he was done.
I did too. I just figured that I think we all assume that Henry Cavill's out.
Yep. But who knows?
We know that's true. We know Ben's out.
Yeah, Ben's definitely out.
And then this new Batman movie that I guess is going to be made at some point. I have no idea. So I don't know. I think that they're taking one thing at a time. Honestly, man, I know this Flash thing. I don't know how concrete it is.
Yeah, I mean, it could be canceled next week. Like,
that's what I mean. Like,
you don't know. They could put people on and just take them off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Like, are you excited for the Joker? Do you want the Flash to be Ezra Miller? You want this movie to come out? Give us your thoughts. Like, comment, right? Subscribe. You do it better and the ring showing too, so it's like more flashy. But yes, thank you for watching, and as always, cheers.